to include your audio. It should be, wait, just to make sure. Party audio. So let's get off and then get back on. And we should be good to go. Right, ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers of RFL Racing League, welcome to round 2 here at Jeddah, season 11 in RFL. Saudi Arabia, obviously, it's going to be a fun race today. We have a small delay, couple of minutes just to give a chance to the couple of drivers that are missing and won't be able to make it on time today. Today we have a fantastic, exciting race at our hands. Tom Gorian, who won last week in a different league, but also racing in Saudi Arabia, beat Vapid and Scott in that race. So today, obviously, he is favourite, on my side at least. Yeah, it's going to be a close battle between Tom, Scott, Vapid, and a couple of others. I think Lord James, who also had quite a good amount of pace last week. Bahrain winning the opening race of the season. And yeah, we're still waiting on a couple of drivers. Today, I'm joined by Cal, obviously. Apologies for not introducing him earlier.
Hello, you beautiful human beings, and welcome to Racing Formula League. We are here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, which is going to be round number 2 of season number 11. And Angelo, are you interested to hear the race results from last time around at Bahrain?
Yes,
Because I
indeed,
have
please.
been ready to read out.
That's fantastic. Cal, tell our viewers what the race results from last week were. I'll let you take the lead for that.
Race winner last week at Bahrain was Mr. Lord James 22, also getting that extra point for fastest lap. So, a good start to the season for the Haas driver. Rounding out the podium was Scott and Vapid, and then closely followed by Tom Gorian and Season 10 champion Finns, who is not here tonight in his Alfa Romeo. In 6th was Inns, in 7th was Dr. Mo, who is currently a reserve driver. Then it was Fisichella in the Red Bull. In 8th, EBI was 9th, Clumby was 10th, So Fresh was 11th, Vesper Jupiter was 12th, and then Colonel Panic was the last of the point scorers.
Obviously, we had quite a close battle last week for the race win between 4 cars, and it's going to be difficult to tell who's going to win today. Tom obviously has the pace. We've seen that in other league. He's won the race in. Scott and Vapid are also very close on pace, but the mystery. I don't know how good Lord James is going to be today, or how fast. I don't know if Sora is going to be. There you are. There he is. Sora is here in the Red Bull. I don't know his pace yet as well. He was extremely quick around Jeddah last, or just any circuit last season, and on F1 2022. On last year's game, sorry, apologies, he wasn't. Season 9 was on the 2022 F1 game, and he was quite good there. Or am I wrong? I think I'm wrong, because he didn't race in Season 9. He only raced in Season 8, so I may be wrong on that. I'm not sure what happened after Season 9, because I wasn't there anymore. Looks like we are getting ready for qualifying, and we should have a tasty, like Cal would put it, a very tasty session to feast our eyes upon. Just a couple of seconds left, and then we will be in quality. Imagine it rains. Imagine a rain session.
That would certainly put the metaphorical cat amongst the metaphorical pigeons.
Just like we had rain in Qatar last week. Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, there's
the other league.
Yeah, we had rain in a race at Qatar, so that was highly shocking to us all. But yeah, let's see how the weather is going to be today.
And it seems bone dry. For the moment.
Well, who's your prediction on who's going to be first out on track? I think it's going to be Tarrier. Who's your guess?
Oh yeah, he's here as well. Yeah,
Quickly before someone comes out.
K Tarrier is. Oh, there you go. There's a car coming out now. I don't know. K Tarrier was pretty fast. I think I completely forgot that he was here. So that's another driver who's really fast around here. Don't know. Honestly, I can't tell you. I'm not able to tell you for the life of me. Who do you think is gonna take?
First out on track is Clumby, so he will be first across the line. But in terms of pole position, we've obviously got a number of contenders. Obviously, it was well, Lord James won the race last time out, so he's obviously got to be in the mix. Tom Gorian, he has shown good pace. Scott also in that category, as well as Vapid and Sora as well. And yeah, we could see some other drivers in the mix as well.
That is true, yeah. I'm eager to see. Oh, as we're on board with K Tarrier, finally spelling his name right after like a year or so, almost, of knowing him. He's the first one to start a lap. He's on the softs. Lord James, I've caught him on the medium tires, so he's going to set a bank lap. I think it looked like he was going into the pits there. He goes really on the limit, starts his lap. Cal, do you want to take us on board with K Tarrier?
Indeed. So into the first chicane, down into second gear goes the Alpine driver, now heading towards the next braking zone. Very close to the wall indeed, as throughout the lap and through the first sector, hitting those apexes nicely. Oh, a little bit of a touch of the wall there.
Oh,
hopefully
goes on the curb there.
That won't affect him too much for his sake. But now down into the banked, slightly banked hairpin, and he takes that fairly nicely there, and trying to use as much of the track as possible, getting close to those barriers and using that slightly raised curbing on some of the corners here. But now down to the straight with a lot of corners in it, and
the cornery straight.
DRS should have been open there. I didn't have a look myself, but it should have been open. And now we've got another DRS zone here. And now for the final braking zone of the lap. How will he fare? Nice and close to the curb and out of the final corner and across the line, and it is a 27.2.
Clumby's the next driver to set a lap. He's on a 29.4. Next up is Lord James. He is on the mediums, but let's see what kind of pace. Oh, he's invalidated his lap. The minimap is red. That indicates that it is
Behind
not.
him is EBI, who's coming around the final corner now.
And through the line, he goes second, but he's 1.1 seconds off of provisional pole at the moment. The next driver we have, I think, is
Kislesko.
Kislesko
Goes
goes second, 27.9. That's a very good lap time there from Kislesko. I can't use the spectator menu properly. Spectate. Mr. Mac Attack is also a driver that has quite a bit of pace. I'm not too sure if he is. No, he's not on a lap.
Next across the line will be Skullcolor. He goes now up to P2. 10th of a second quicker than Kislesko.
So far, let's see who is also. Tom is on an out lap. Lord James is he no, he's also invalidated this lap time. Who else is on a lap?
The driver who I'm on board with is Tier C Teton. He is in the middle of his first lap and looking to get himself as far up the grid as possible.
At the same time, Vapid is looking extremely fast on his lap. Let's go on board with him. Down the back straight, very long, swooping straight line there. Has a good exit. Ooh, taps to one a little bit. Opens up the DRS, and he goes second fastest, just over a tenth and a half off of LTK Tarrier. So that's a very decent lap time from the Scotsman in the Mercedes.
Deaton has just gone into P5 for 28.0.
And just over a tenth behind his teammate. Scott has set a lap time, 28.2. I think he's got more pace in the bag. TMS Sora also is somebody you want to look out for. And at the moment, he is on a lap. He's up by 0.4 of a second in sector 1. Let's see what he does. Let's go follow his lap. Ooh, really fast and nicely to curb. Ooh, almost hits the wall. Lovely precision from TMS Sora. Opens up the DRS, 327 kilometers an hour. He goes over the curb. That may have unsettled his car. He saves it. That was
very twitchy there.
Yeah, he went a bit over the curb there, so that unsettled his car. I think he still can finish his lap time. He uses one of the Ferraris for slipstream. I think that was Scott who he took slipstream off. Is he going into the pits? Nope. He's continuing his lap. What time is it gonna be? 29.9. So obviously there still is improvement. We've seen that scruffy end to his lap. Tom Gorian, along with Lord James and WF1 Fisichella, the only 3 drivers to not have set a lap time yet. K Tarrier, sorry, is on another lap, I think. Let's go on board with him. Yes, he is. Let's go on board with him. I think he also has a little bit of improvement up his sleeve. Ooh, look at the amount of speed he carries through this section. Just barely touches the curb. Lovely sector 1. Very backed hairpin there. Look at the amount of speed he can carry. It just looks so fast.
Yeah, he was improving on his time through the first sector, so this looks to be another decent lap here.
Ooh, touches the curb there. Doesn't unsettle his car, so obviously his car is very well balanced, very well set up for this track. Opens up the DRS. He's also very fast on a straight line. Look at the amount of precision through that section. Now opens up the DRS once again for the penultimate time on this lap. 330 as Dr. Mo has joined the session. So 333, not ideal. Not ideal that. But I think it should be enough still. He can still improve by quite a margin, almost in the 26 as he goes. 127.003. What a lap time from Keitario there. I think he could have gone even faster if it wasn't for the scruffy exit on the final corner. But yeah, so far he's absolutely on the ball today. He's on it. Really getting those lap times out there today.
Yeah, another driver who looks to be flying on his qualifying lap is Lord James 22. He was purple coming out the first sector, so he looks to be on a decent lap here.
Oh, yep, he is purple in sector 2, just briefly flashing. He's one of the 4 drivers who's not set a lap time yet now because Dr. Mo has joined the session. He successfully joined and I think he can take control of his car. Let's see. Nice exit for Lord James. DRS open
could be
now.
Close this.
And he is indeed
27-1.
Indeed very close. Only a 133 thousandths off of pole position. And Vapid is on an outlap at the moment. Kislesko is on a lap, I think. Clumby should be on a lap as well. Sora's just started his lap, so let's go on board with him. He is the dark horse of today's qualifying session because we've not seen him race in quite a while. I've never seen him race on this game. Yeah, take sector 1. He's looks pretty good, but doesn't seem to be. Oh, he does improve. He's 75 thousandths of a second up in sector 1. I reckon that is 75 thousandths up on the fastest time.
Tom Gorian about to cross the line. Where does he go? He goes 3rd place.
Oh, it was really close.
And 2nd position.
Really close there for Paul. Tom, I think he's got another chance up his sleeve. I think he can improve on that anymore. Ooh, Sora looking a bit scruffy through that corner once again. He's got some traffic in front of him of a Haas and a Williams, but they move each other. The Williams just disappeared. No, it's there still. Looked like it teleported away through the final corner on the good exit. DRS open now. Let's see what time he does. Oh.
Scott about to cross line as well. He looks to be on a good lap as well across the line.
Oh, beats Tom Gorian.
So very close again between the top drivers. And this is looking to be a very interesting session indeed.
Vapid, I think Vapid can also improve on his lap time so that he's a bit closer as well. He is on an ice pitting now, so we just about have 5 minutes left of this session as EBI decides to retire.
Oh,
I think he's retired on track. He may have crashed.
Yeah. Just about missed that. But yeah, I think that was a mistake there from the Alfa Romeo driver, unfortunately.
And yeah, it's easy to make. I think I know what happened. He must have gotten stuck on the curb and just railed off into the distant wall. Unfortunate. It is a very, very difficult circuit to get right. Very difficult to get right. This circuit, especially in last year's game, it's been very difficult. F1 2021 was the easiest rendition of the circuit. It's just gotten progressively harder over the years. Back in 2021, the curbs were flat on the game. They were flat and they were just painted on, so not really any curbing there. But ever since they've added the sausage curbs, it's become a really painful track to drive on, especially for the floors of the cars. It's easy to damage them with simulation damage, which I don't think is a setting in this league. I think it's not on simulation, but you can still damage your car. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, obviously the standard damage we've got in RFL. Yeah, we're just sort of at the point where most of the drivers are in the pits preparing for their final runs, but one driver who is on a lap and approaching the final corner is Mr. Mac Attack round the final corner. Can he improve on a 28-0? Nope, he goes into the pits.
Yeah,
oh, and he crashes. Oh no.
Lord James has spun.
Oh dear.
Don't know if he's lost his wing. No, he's not. I don't know if he got damaged though. Not sure if he got damaged.
Very unfortunate there.
Kate Tarrier is on a lap time. He's on an absolute flyer. This guy, looking on board with him, is just absolutely insane. Just how we've had Lord James, Scott, Tom, Vapid. They're all really fast. Even Kislesko, who's improved quite a bit on his previous run. Top 7 are within 0.8 seconds, so it's difficult to tell who can improve enough.
Yeah, we're obviously getting to that point in the session where the track is going to be at its best. So
indeed, that is true.
This is the time to pull out the laps.
As Kate Tarrier goes even faster. Oh, what a lap time! 1:26.780. This guy is absolutely ridiculously fast. Kate Tarrier, props to you. That was a beautiful lap. I've caught every second of it. Lord James is, I think, on a lap. Yes, he is. There's a tyre there. Did you see the tyre on the track? That must have been from EDI. Well, also very nice sequence of corners there for Lord James, but he's 2/10 up on Kate Tarrier's time. I think that's Kate Tarrier's time that the game counts. It looks also to be on an absolute flyer. There's a McLaren in front of him.
Yeah, it does have a bit of traffic though up ahead of him. Hopefully it does get out the way.
It did.
The first McLaren does, but there's another McLaren just up ahead as well.
He's gonna be hoping that he can catch the McLaren. Whoa, look at that precision! There's yellow flags in front of him. Oh no, behind him. It's one of the McLarens is slowing down. Not too important as we enter just about 1 minute left of the session. Down into the final corner, he goes third gear, shifts very quickly. Has a great, fantastic exiter. Slams the DRS open. Let's see, can he improve? He does improve, but it's not enough to challenge for pole position. So at the moment, Kate Tarrier stays on provisional pole, and if anyone can improve by 0.4, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. Reckon it's almost impossible, but you never know. We have multiple drivers that can, if they want. Scott took a very weird line there through the finish line. Very far on the outside as a Red Bull just appears on track and disappears again. Do we have anyone else? Do we have Sora on a lap time? Sora is on a lap time. He still needs to do a proper timed lap because he runs a little bit wide. Not really ideal, but is I don't know if that is on Kate Tarrier's time, but it said that he was a second up.
A whole second?
He was 9/10 up.
Oh,
I think
he's retired.
Lord James retired. Yeah, of course, he's done his lap. He's finished it. He couldn't improve.
Oh, that's a crash from Deaton, I think. Just
Deaton
about
has
solid
crashed in front
aftermath
of
of
him.
that.
Oh, he is out of the way. He's purple in sector 2. Vapid.
Oh, Vapid goes second.
Vapid goes
He
second.
manages to get into the 26s. Tom Gorian rounds the final corner. He's about to cross the line. What can he do? Second position.
Second place. What? That's some ridiculous amount of pace from the top. What is Sora gonna do? Oh, Sora takes it. Takes pole position. The only driver who can stop him is... No, never mind. Scott's starting his lap already, so there's nobody... Everyone's finished their laps, I think. Branini, or Brannin. He's not finishing his lap. So pole position taken at the last second by TMS Sora, who's made a brilliant comeback here for RFL. And I did see he was a second up in sector 1, so that's I was actually quite shocked to see just how quick he was. So he was on K-Tire's time. I think we can go check the race director for that. View lap times. His fastest lap 31.7.
Well, surely it must have been his own time because he was sitting, what, 13th before the end there, so...
Yeah, it must have been his own time because he's just a 10th quicker. He's just that little bit enough quicker in each sector to make a big gap. So Sora came knocking on the door of the top drivers in RFL. He's come back and he's immediately shown what he's made of. 327 thousandths of a second between P1 and P2. But from P2 onwards, P2 up to P8, P8 as well. It's just 4/10, barely. Like the top 8, especially from P2 to P8, really close, really close. I don't know what's going to happen this race. So
it should.
Yeah, Tom Gorian and K-Tire round off P2 and P3 as well. Those two were the closest to K-Tire, obviously, but yeah.
I was just going to say it should be a very interesting race. A lot of drivers really close on pace to each other, so hopefully we get a very good race to show for that as well.
You know what, Cal? I really think we will have a fantastic race today. There's so much pace and in the top, and it's so close. Maybe with the exception of Sora, but we don't know what race pace is like. Sora's always been even faster in the race than he was in qualifying. Managing to win multiple RFL races with the same people, against the same people, like the likes of Tom Gorian, Scott, Vapid. He managed to win against the likes of those drivers, against myself as well. I was racing back then too, and he won by huge margins, like margins not even Max Verstappen in real life has managed to achieve this season. He managed to win one race like by half a minute, I think, TMS Sora. Let's see if he can do the same today, or if it's going to be much closer than ever before.
Yeah, also we've got a lot of drivers in the mix. Do you dare to predict a winner of the race?
No, I don't, because Jeddah is one of those circuits where you can spin and crash unexpectedly. So anything can happen. We never know. It's going to be a surprise. And also, at the moment, we have two drivers on the hards. TMS Sora and Vapid Coot 74, both at the moment are on hard tires. The rest are either on mediums. Actually, the entire grid is on mediums with the exception of 4 drivers, which are Fisichella. Ooh, Tom Gorian's left the session. That's not ideal.
Apparently we are restarting the lobby.
Did somebody ready up too early? I take it somebody readied up too early.
I think so. I think so.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for this inconvenience. It can happen sometimes. People may press press A by accident, or just forget it's a rule. I reckon that is what happened.
Well, seeing as we have got an interlude,
Yeah, it is invisible on stream. So somebody did ready up indeed too early. I've just checked the Discord. So this is gonna take a couple of minutes longer simply because people need to be put back in their respective orders. Vapid needs to redo the grid manually this time. Yeah, kind of unfortunate that people just don't seem to be able to read sometimes. As Tom Gorian sends us an invite, so we are going to migrate into the next, in the new lobby. Make sure to put spectator on. And Cal, if you've pressed the home button, please reset the audio in the party chat. If that is the case.
well, as seeing as we do have a bit of an interlude, we can indeed have a little bit of a I've just done the wrong thing there. Whoops. Yeah. So what I was about to say was we've had some pretty big news in the world of Formula One
Oh
this
yes,
week.
yes, indeed, we've had some major news.
Yeah.
One that actually quite shocked me, and I still don't know how to feel about it. Because if you didn't know, but I obviously you do know, Lewis Hamilton is moving to Ferrari in real life. It's not career mode. No, it is actually a thing. Hamilton will be driving for Ferrari in 2025, and I don't know how to feel about that, honestly. Many people think it's great. There's many Hamilton fans that love the move to Ferrari. There's myself who I don't feel sure about what I should think or feel, because yeah, I'm a massive Ferrari fan. I'll be honest, but I've never particularly liked Lewis Hamilton, unfortunately.
Well,
It's good.
he can now grow on you.
He can redeem himself. Let's say that.
Yes.
Obviously, I don't despise him. I like him as a person. He is an interesting person, but it's gonna take some time to get used to. All I know is that Vapid and I will have many discussions in the future. I'm looking
Yes,
forward to
indeed.
those.
With Mr. Vapidcoot being an avid Lewis Hamilton supporter
Indeed.
/ Mercedes supporter.
Let us know, chat, if anyone wants to share their opinion. What do you think about Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari? Do you think it's a great move? Do you not like that? Do you like it? Do you absolutely love it? Share your opinions with chat, so we can have something to talk with the viewers as well. So feel free to share your opinion. Anyway, Kat, what do you think about that matter?
Yeah, it's definitely something I was not at all expecting. But Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not great for Mr. Science, but apart from that, I think it's a move it makes sense, I think, in a way, because like, the biggest team in the sport is Ferrari. They've been around the longest. They've got the most history. And obviously Mr. Hamilton is one of two drivers who holds the equal record for most championships. So
True, true. Yeah,
were
indeed.
he to win a championship with Ferrari, that would just take his legacy, which is already pretty good, just to that next level.
That is
And
true.
I think,
Yeah, he's gonna make history.
yeah,
There's
I
that, the
mean, at
fact,
the moment,
simply the fact that he went to Ferrari as well. That's gonna make headlines
yeah,
for years to come. I
I mean, at
think
the
that's
moment,
gonna go down history.
in my opinion, I think Hamilton and Schumacher are still pretty equal in terms of where they are in terms of the best of all time. In my opinion, they're still equal, in my view. So if Lewis were to win another title and it with being Ferrari, that would just make his case for being the best a lot stronger, if that makes sense.
I think if he could, I don't think it will happen. Not because, don't get me wrong, Hamilton is a fantastic driver. He's one of the best of all time, but simply because it's Ferrari. I know Ferrari. I've been a fan. I've been their fan since I was a child. I know that they won't be able to win until 2026 at least. Challenge for the championship until then, and that's only if they get the rules right. And in previous like times, the first like massive regulation overhaul we had Formula One had, like one of the biggest ones, was in 1998, where the cars were made narrower and the groove tires were added. It took Ferrari 3 seasons to make a car that was reliable and fast enough to win a championship. People can debate, yeah, 1998 he was Ferrari were good enough. 1999 Ferrari were good enough, but just tiny little events like circumstances didn't go in Ferrari's favor. Just made sure that Hakkinen in the McLaren won the 2 championships before Schumacher did in 2000. We might see the same happening again then, but who knows? History does like to repeat itself at times. No, but enough waffling about the recent news. Uh, so also you've seen the 2024 Haas, Calum, right? You've seen the car. Have you seen it?
I've had a wee look at it. Yeah, yeah.
What do you think? I think it looks quite nice. I enjoyed.
I
The
think it's an improvement from last year, but it's still a bit meh, if you know what I mean. In
I
my
do
opinion.
understand. I understand. I understand your opinion, but I think just the shape of the car itself it looks very very nice. Has a nice shape
That's
to it.
yeah, yeah. That's
It's soft. It's very soft and round. They've really rounded out the edges of that car, and it looks pretty fast. I won't lie, but we won't know that until we get to Bahrain. And of course, it being Haas are famous for being good at the beginning of the season and then dropping off massively towards the middle part of it. Um, let us know
but
in
I'm just
let us
very distracted
with
by the fact that there's two people in the pit lane who look the exact same and are synchronized in their exact actions, and it is just putting me off a little bit.
yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it. Thanks for pointing it out, Carl. So there you have something funny. On the top right, you can see two fans being very synchronized. So nothing is happening on track. Everyone is still in. on the grid, nothing's happening, and these two people are having the absolute time of their lives, and we love that. Cheers, Codemasters. Cheers for that.
Yeah, I mean yeah, it's yeah. I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, at least make them look a bit different.
It's like that one FIFA fan in the game.
Oh
That
yes, yes. We all know the guy you're on about.
the guy, and then guy behind him always has the same red shirt. The guys are it's just it's always the
Yeah.
same guy, just with different kits. It's hilarious. So starting tires are a bit different this time. We have more drivers on the softs than we had before. Sora and Vapid both retained their strategies on the hards. Kate Harrier, Tom Gorian, and all the way up to P8. People are using mediums. Then we have two soft runners, Macatak and Deton are on softs. EBI is on mediums. Clumby and Rip Brenin is on softs, and the rest is on mediums. So we've seen that medium tire and the hard tires are getting more, seem to be the ideal race tires. Usually, of course, nobody really wants to use the softs. Last couple of games, the softs have just destroyed themselves very quickly. It's not been a fun tire to use for the last couple of games, or at least F1 2022 and 2023. It's going to be interesting to see what the soft runners can do, what the hard runners can do. Of course, we have TMS Sora and Vapikut on the hards. We shall see how that goes for them. I think at the beginning may struggle a bit with tire temperatures and a little bit lack of grip against the mediums, but I think over the course of a few laps they should go into their favor. But Tom Gorian and LTK Tarrier are not gonna let Sora get away. Especially, I think Vapid also has a very good chance. He's on the hards as well. But he's gonna get swamped perhaps by the medium runners behind him. That's gonna be a interesting strategy by the top 8 drivers. Yeah, I don't know who can win today. Many people can, because anything can happen in Formula 1, and usually does, especially around tracks like Jeddah, where the wall is right. If you make a mistake, the wall will wait there for you with open arms. And it looks like we should be going pretty soon. Yep, 43. It's 43 now. We have the formation lap, and let's go through. Yeah, the strategies have remained the same. I'm gonna enable tires. Yeah, let's try. Yeah, nobody made a last-second change like people usually used to do in previous seasons of RFL. Had pretty we had many different types of strategies on this game. Last year's game, usually people just started on the hards and then went on to the mediums, because it was just the mediums at the end of a race, which is much faster than hards at the end of a race. So maybe this trick will work once again for TMS Sora, and perhaps Vapid as well. We shall see. Not too sure what the ideal race tire for this track is yet. Cal, so far, who do you think has the best advantage in terms of race strategy?
Advantage?
Yes.
Well, yeah, obviously starting on the hards gets you that sort of quicker tyre at the end of the race, but then, obviously, as we know, an early safety car can completely sort of change the strategy. So we'll see if that
Oh,
has any
Sora.
effect on anything, and yeah, we'll see.
That was what I was thinking as well. If there's a safety car on lap 1, which it very well might be, because you never know. Somebody may hit a wall in sector 1. Maybe somebody gets caught on the curb, gets stuck on it, can't move, gets railed onto it, and gets launched wide into a wall. We will have to see what happens, but for now, let's turn off the HUD and let's try and get a good camera angle, please, game. Is there any good camera angle? As we wait for the final 2 drivers. So we have a Red Bull in first and a Red Bull in last. Just a massive Red Bull sandwich. Yeah, sorry, we do not get a good angle for the race. So it's 5 red lights. And oh, Sora's jumped the start. He's already he's on a drive-through penalty already. And that is not ideal. Kate Harrier, Vapid has dropped many places into turn 2. There's people going side by side already. A Haas and a Mercedes going side by side. Lord James is ahead of Vapid. Scott has stayed behind. There's a crash at the back.
Skull color's out.
Scott is out. We just managed to catch that on stream. And it's just like we said, a safety car in lap 1 can change the strategy, and we already have one. We're not even into sector 2 yet.
Yeah, obviously, I don't know if it was contact between Skullcolor and another driver, or if it was just purely by himself. I don't know if you know any more on that or not. But yeah, obviously, we've got our first safety car and our first retirement of tonight's race as well.
That's unfortunate. I saw that he spun and crashed, lost his tire, but I'm not too sure if he lost it after spinning, crashing into someone else. Not too sure. Does anyone have damage of any sort? But yeah, so far nobody seems to have any sort of damage except Skullkiller's car with terminal damage. Obviously, he's out of the race. TMS Sora got a jump start. He jumped the start, and he's got a drive-through penalty for that. And he cannot serve it until 1 lap after the safety car comes in. Yeah?
Only a few drivers coming into the pits. Well, I say a few. Only one so far. And that is
Mr.
Mac
Attack.
I would have thought there would be more than one driver coming into the pits. That is...
I mean,
surprised me a little bit there. I thought there would be more of a stampede in the pit lane.
Oh, I just teleported away. Nice. I mean, it is lap 1, so you don't have any... You've only done 1 sector and it's already a safety car, so maybe changing tires for many people wasn't really an option. So why change tires if I've only done a sector on them? Obviously, he has a mandatory pit stop out of the way. He can now do whatever he wants with the strategy. That's a free pit stop he's given himself. But mediums will not make it to the end, so he's definitely going to have to stop again. The question is, will he pit for hards at some point or for mediums if we don't get a safety car? That is. So, grid order so far is TMS Sora retains the lead, but he does have a drive-through penalty. Tom Gorian gained a place off of the start. He's up to second. Keitari obviously lost it to his teammate. He's down to third. Vapid has retained his position, as well as Lord James, Scott, and Geslesko. Deton has gained 1 position. Rip Brannin, or just I'm just going to call him Brannin. He gained 3 positions. He's had a very good start, kept himself out of the accidents, and is up to P9. EBI has gained a place as well. Clumby and Fisichella have moved from the back. Fisichella has moved from the back of the grids all the way up to P12. Now he's gained 3 places in just one sector. As there you go, Sora is in the pit, but he won't be able to serve his drive-through penalty, so it's just going to be a normal pit stop for the driver in the Red Bull. Switches on to mediums.
Goes on to the medium tyres, and Deaton also doing well. He started on the softs, but he's also going on to a set of the medium tyres.
So that means that Tom Gorian retains the lead. Inherits the lead, sorry. He inherits the lead from TMS Sora, who has to pit once again for a drive-through penalty. And K-Tarrier now back into second place where he started. Now everyone's gained a place, thanks to Sora's pit. I think it's just to put himself maybe at the back, not be involved in accidents maybe. So he can take it easy and get his drive-through out of the way. That may be the reason why he pit 1 lap after the safety car came in onto the track. So if you're just tuning in so far, we've already have 1 retirement. Retired at the end of Sector 1, Skull Killer in the Mercedes. So we've had a safety car since basically Sector 1. TMS Sora got a drive-through penalty, and that's gonna demote him even further back after the safety car comes in. I hope he does know that he cannot pit immediately when the safety car comes in. It's just gonna count as a normal pit stop and not as a drive-through penalty serving. So hopefully he knows about that. Yeah, so now that Tom is in the lead, it's going to be interesting because the safety car is coming in this lap. It's going to be interesting if he can keep the lead for the moment, or if K-Tire is going to instantaneously go for the move. The safety car comes in this lap. Let's go on board with Tom Gorian and have a look at his rear wing. We see his telemetry. He's waiting, and now he's gone. There you go. Goes into overtake mode. His teammate is still very close. He did not shake him off. We have Scott having a look down the inside as well. Lord James switching. Ooh, that's really close. He spun round. There's a contact between, I think Vapid spun K-Tarrier around. Scott was involved in that as well as James. James has lost many positions with K-Tarrier. No damage done, though. I think maybe Vapid a little bit of damage on the front wing, but seems to be able to carry on as one of the Ferraris runs a bit wide. That is Scott. Losing the car. Ooh, he runs wide there, trying to avoid the curb. We have action at the back. Cars going side by side through that corner. Doesn't really end well. Columbia's lost a few. Dr. Mo has lost a few places. Wait, has Sora already served his penalty? No, don't think he has.
Yeah.
Oh, so it does work for this game. Okay. Strange. I missed that. So yeah, that promotes, because let's go up to P2. Tom Gorian now is gonna need to. Oh, there's a yellow flag. Something's happened.
Oh, it's Mac Attack facing the right
it's
way.
another crash between a McLaren. It's Deaton who spun around. There was contact between him and somebody else. Just caught that. And Lord James is making his way past Clumby. I think, yes, he's got the move done. He's through. There's a lot going on.
Under pressure for P3 heading into turn 1. Scott's going to try and go up the inside. And he takes P3, but can Vapid fight back? Not for the moment. So good overtake there from Scott, as there are a few drivers coming into the pit lane.
Yep, Fisichella with wing damage, and let's see if he may have been involved in that accident with Deaton. Let's see what Mode changes. Yeah, he changes his front wing as well. Let's go back.
Oh,
As
Brannan's had an accident.
I was about to say that he had a great start. He's moved so many places up, but is that going to be another?
I suspect he might have done something similar to what Mick Schumacher did in the Haas a few years ago.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's another. Yeah, there you go. There you see it. The safety car coming out. So lap 5, and we have another safety car. So that brings.
Yeah, we do indeed.
Yeah, that kind of brings Sora back into this now.
Yeah, that's obviously a big help for the Red Bull driver. Managed to get himself up ahead of his teammate, who is on a fresh set of softs. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who comes into the pits this time around. Tom Gorian, the leader.
I think
is
everyone
in.
is now.
So is Kozlesko, so is Scott, so is Vapid. So the top 4 all into the pits, as well as
Ooh, Lord James stays out.
Lord James stays out, yep. Does he come out into the lead? I think he will do.
Oh, K Tarrier is gonna be held up. No, he's not. I don't think he will be. So Lord James inherits the lead by staying out. Let's see if Tom Gorian can get out ahead of Deton. It's gonna be close. He needs to get there quickly, and he's managed to stay ahead so far. So Kozlesko comes up behind his teammate, who now occupies P3. So it's a 3-4 for McLaren at the moment. Scott is out in 5th place with Vapid in 6th. Let's quickly see the tires. So basically, everyone who was on hards is not on hards anymore, and who started on mediums is now on hards. And Vapid, who started on hards, is on mediums as well. So yeah, basically, tires are inverted now.
Yeah, obviously Lord James still yet to stop in this race. The only driver yet to stop, so he will have to come in at some point. But everyone else has made their first pit stop. And it's going to be...
Let me tell, yeah. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, it's just going to... Yeah, I was just going to say it's going to be a very close restart, I suspect.
It definitely will be. I'm going to tell you something. What I've seen is, even though, yeah, Tom is on hards, but there's 6 laps fresher hards, 5 laps fresher hards. And that makes 5 laps, no 6, can make it, even though, yeah, as most of those 5 laps have been spent under safety car, but it's still 5 laps on the tire. It's still gonna wear down a bit, so not ideal situation for Lord James at the moment. As we see cars trying to keep the tires warm. Now the hards obviously are a bit more tricky to keep up the temperature. And want to see what Lord James can do, if he can pull away, or if he's just going to be swallowed up by the field. That is, if he didn't get any damage. Cal, you good?
Yeah. So we will only have maybe another lap or 2 behind the safety car.
I think this is the final lap before it comes in. I'll be honest. I think this is the final lap of the full course yellow flags. In a caution period, as people might like to call it. Obviously now with Lord James in the lead with medium tyres. I think won't be too easy to get away. It's going to be a bit more difficult for him. What do you think, Cal, with the tyres that are 6 lap old now, as like
Yeah,
I
obviously,
predicted? As I
yeah,
predicted,
they
since
are a
Bahrain this
little bit
lap.
worn, as you say. So, I think the medium advantage will probably wear off pretty soon, I would think.
I do have to
But yeah,
agree
a
on
lot
that.
of
Yeah,
weaving.
yeah, trying to keep the tires warm, obviously. Some more weaving. Let's go. Oh, he's gone already. James has gone very early, and that's caught Tom off guard a little bit. Big enough spread as... Oh, wait, hold up. There you go. Scott has had a look at Kislesko. Think TMS Sora is trying to... Ooh, K-Tarrier is, I think, been under attack from Sora, but he's managed to keep the position so far. Clumby holding up K-Tarrier, and he runs wide,
Oh,
gets caught on...
Dayton's made a bit of a mistake and he's lost a few positions.
Same for Clumby, he's done the same as Vapid.
Vapid down to P7.
Don't know what's happening there, but it's mighty close between these 4 drivers. It's gonna... Oh, they make it through, they make it through, just barely. TMS Sora tries to have a look around the outside. Oh, they make a little bit of contact, I think. So much going on between these 4. So far, so good. No contact made. At the...
Tom Gorian battling for the lead. And he takes it into the final corner. Scott and Kozlesko now also side by side into the last corner.
We can see that on the screen.
Remain so.
Yeah, there's nothing James can do. Those 8 lap old tyres do not help as Scott aggressively moves over on to cover the inside. It was a little bit of a back end loss, but keeps it on track and gets ahead of Kislesko fairly quickly.
Meanwhile, Sora gets himself ahead of the Mercedes of Vapid Coot.
Yeah, Vapid doesn't look like he is having a fun time at the moment. Oh, he's sliding as well a little bit. Struggling a bit for grip at the moment. Let's go a bit further ahead as at the back we have overtakes happening. Fisichella is now in last again. Saying that, Tom Gorian is not getting away too quickly from Lord James. That slipstream obviously helping out. A massive treat. Scott is already two and a half seconds behind in 3rd place, so he's not going to have DRS, but who's going to have DRS are all the drivers behind him. He's got a massive train of cars lining up behind him, all reeling to have a look and have a go at him. As Kislesko, there's a now for EBI, tries to go down the inside, but I think he misjudged his braking and gets overtaken by K-Tarrier. Sora gets past as well. And he gets past K-Tarrier at the same time around the outside. It makes the move stick. So Sora took a massive opportunity and is now up 2 positions into 5th place now. Sora absolutely flying at the moment. There's yellow flags. Something's happened at the back. EBI has...
EBI going very slowly.
He's had a moment. Not ideal. Tom Gorian in the lead. Trying to get away from Lord James. Slowly inching out the gap. Over to just about 0.8 of a second. Scott is in 3rd place, being chased by Kislesko. Kislesko showing some promising pace here.
It's 3 wide for P6. Oh, almost there.
3 wide for
Vapid
P6
just
as
dropping down as well. He's now
K-
down to P10.
K-Tarrier's lost 2 positions now to Deton and Mr. Mac Attack. That's not ideal. Don't know what's going on with. Ooh, he runs wide as well. Maybe damage. He might have damage possibly. He's struggling with. He's struggling a lot now, K-Tarrier. Convinced something is not well with his car. As Deton has a look down the inside of Mac Attack, nothing happens though. As Lord James, there's yellow flags.
Oh, Deton's losing positions.
What has Deton done? Has Deton slowed down as Kizleska goes around the outside of Scott? But Scott pushes to the inside. Scott now has the outside. He accelerates not well enough here, and he has to settle back into position. Behind Kizleska is literally touching him. Front wing of that Ferrari up the gearbox of the McLaren in front. And look who's behind them, joining already. And they already have a sore throat once again. Tiamasora has made a massive recovery this race so far. It's lap 11 and he's already up into P5. K-Tarrier did have damage. He did go into the pits. So that explains why he was so slow. Ooh, look at this battle between Kizlesko Scott and Tiamasora as they go almost three wide. They open up around the outside. What an overtake by Tiamasora. Absolutely flies around the outside. Past Kizlesko, now activates DRS. Trying to get... Wait, does he have DRS? He does he not have DRS? He doesn't have DRS. For some reason. None of them are. None of them are able to open DRS because they were too close to each other in the DRS detection point. But now that he does have it, both Kizlesko and Sora will have DRS for the main straight. And both go past Scott. Scott has to settle back behind the two of them. And he is down 2 positions. He's gone from 3rd to 5th in the span of one small straight. And Tiamasora already trying to get away. Already half a second, now 6/10. Let's make it that 7/10 up on Kizlesko. And there's another yellow flag, I think.
Oh, it's Clumby round. That's turn 3 or 4.
One of the turns in the middle section, in the beginning section of the track. That's not going well. Over a second is the gap now between Kizlesko and Tiamasora. So Sora at the moment is trying to get away from them and have them as far away as possible from a slipstream. He's gained almost an entire second in one lap as EBI
crashed.
retired.
Oh, Clumby ghosting through the car of the Alfa Romeo, and that's another safety car.
And that shakes up the grid a little bit once again. Lord James was not being dropped off by Tom. Tom couldn't get away from the Haas driver, so now it's close quarters again for everyone. On the 3rd safety car of the day, and it's only lap 12, we're just barely halfway through the race now. So Vapid moves up a position. He's been struggling massively after this safety car restart.
He did come into the pits for potentially a front wing change, so that could maybe explain things.
So he's not changed his wing yet then, if he has got damage and lost pace. Lord James pits in for hard tyres as Tom Gorian goes back onto the mediums.
Interestingly, Clumby has opted to stay out on the hard tyres.
7-lap old hard
slots
tyres.
in just behind Lord James.
Oh, he's spun and he's
he's
out!
Crashed. Oh no.
He's crashed in the safety car. That's not something you see every day. Just lost the car and spun into the wall. Just unfortunately, yeah. Don't know what happened there. Don't know why he decided to spin there. But
Maybe
obviously, that's not gonna be good.
Got excited
for him.
that he was up to P3 potentially, and then. Yeah, obviously a less than ideal moment. So yeah, down to what will be 11 runners remaining in the race.
Yeah, we're halfway through the race and we've lost 4 drivers already. One of them didn't even last an entire sector. So your current people that are out of the race are Clumby, who just retired. You saw that on stream. EBI, Brannan. Sorry again. Spelling names not correctly today. And Skullkiller are all out of the race. So the only teammates still on track. Actually, no, never mind. There's many teammates still on track. Vapid has lost his teammate. Scott has lost his teammate. EBI's teammate is not racing today. As for Finn's, he is not racing, and Dr. Mo also losing his teammate to the streets, the walls of Jeddah. So this time the tables have turned on Tom Gorian and Lord James, as James previously had medium tires, but they were a bit used at the time already, and Tom was immediately up into the lead after 1 lap, but has not managed to get away. So this time Tom is on the mediums and James is on the hards, like previously. Let's see the position change. Tom Gorian has gained 2 places from the start. He started 3rd and now he's up to 1st. Lord James started 3rd and now he's up to... No wait, Lord James started in 5th and he's now up to 2nd place. Kemisora is into 3rd after starting on pole position. Got a drive-through penalty for jumping the start, managed to serve it, and now is back into the racing action for the lead. Kezlesko has gained a couple of places as well, currently sits in P4. Scott has gained 1 position and is now in P5 in the red Ferrari. Mac Attack has gained quite a few places. It's gone from just about outside the top 10 now into the top 6. And that could potentially still increase during the course of the race. Dr. Mo, K Tarrier, who's had an awful race so far, is down in 7th. 8th place for Dr. Mo. Fisichella up to 9th after starting last. Vapakut having a very poor race at the moment, is down to 10th, and Deton is in last out of the current drivers. Still on track as the safety car comes in. Cal, I will let you take the lead for this restart this time.
Yep, so on board with Tom Gorian in front, obviously now sets the pace for this restart, and it is now going to be a question of how early or late does he decide to bolt down
James
the straight.
Almost hitting him.
Drivers behind closing up as much as they can. They don't want to be caught napping, as Tom has set out to go, but there's going to be action throughout the field, I suspect. Into turn one. Oh my god, there's a massive dive bomb and there's a big collision. I think that was the Williams that started that.
James is one of the Ferrari. I think that was Scott who went down the inside. Somebody has damage on their wing. I saw pieces flying. I don't know whose wing that is.
Yeah, I think it was already maybe 2, 3 or even 4 wide into the first corner, and then Dr. Mo, I think, just misses his braking zone, presumably, and clatters into multiple drivers. And
yes, he's the driver who's missing his front end plate. So
yeah, that sees TMS Sora pressurizing
something's
Tom
happened
for
to
the lead.
Vapid at the back, though. He's lost his entire front wing.
Yeah, I think a few drivers are struggling. Oh, contact between Fizzy and Dr. Mo there. Meanwhile,
happened at the
Tom Gorian under a lot of pressure here. And he's going to have his defensive driving skills put into use here if he wants to hold on to the lead.
Let me tell you something, it's going to be very difficult to keep a driver like TMS Sora behind for long, but so far so good. Without the DRS, Tom can stay ahead quite nicely, but obviously the pressure is on as Lord James has a look around the outside, which turns to inside at Scott, and they're still going side by side, but Scott has to yield unless that was going to be a big accident if he didn't. So that means he's down into P4 now. As K-Tarrier, sorry, again, saying Carrier instead of K-Tarrier, apologies, runs wide, as well as Mr. Macattack, and behind his left session. Unfortunate for him, he did crash a couple of laps ago. So far so good. Lord James is 2.5 seconds away as Fisichella gets a time penalty for corner cutting. Lord James has a penalty for corner cutting as well. Let's not forget that he got that straight away on the third restart. I think that was the third safety car. Tom Gorian being reeled in at an alarming rate by TMS Sora. Let's go on board with the Red Bull driver. No DRS still. Moving closer and closer and closer into turn to the final corner. And he has a nice exit.
A little bit of contact between Scott and Tarry further back as they go side by side, and Tarry takes P4.
Ooh,
Tom Green has to go a little bit defensive there. And it is side by side for P5. And it's Macattack pouncing on Tarry there and following Scott in, overtaking the Alpine driver.
Bad out the lead is really close so far. Both drivers
are pushing. Big mistake though from Macattack. He loses a couple of positions as well.
Lord James is reeling in these two at also an alarming rate. He was 2.5 seconds away just about this section 1 lap ago, and now he's 1 second behind. He's almost in DRS. But speaking of DRS, TMS Sora doesn't open his DRS for some strange reason. Maybe he doesn't want to get close yet. He wants to get close after the final turn. Doesn't open the DRS, doesn't want to open it so far. I don't know how risky that is because he's losing time to Lord James.
Possibly just wanting to stay in that slipstream for a little bit longer and to save battery as well. Yeah, Lord James is indeed catching up to the front
around the outside, Tom Gorian, they make contact a little bit. He shoves him wide. Does he keep the position? No, they're still going side by side into... Tom has to yield. He has to yield, and that means Lord James has a slightly better exit. So TMS Sora barges his way through. I told you he's announced his presence today, and he's done so again. He makes light work of Tom Gorian, who brilliantly defended the position for a lap and a half before just being overwhelmed by the sheer speed of Sora. Still, very good defense by Tom, but it wasn't enough to contain the concentration of speed that is TMS Sora.
Yeah, obviously, a very tight battle indeed for the lead there, and it'll be interesting to see if that continues on longer.
Obviously, Tom now is in DRS range, so he's going to close up again a little bit, but he needs to do this fast before he needs to try and stay close there. He really needs to. He cannot lose too much time. He's already over a second, but he manages to keep it just barely within. It's just enough to just get a little bit of safety cushion between himself and Lord James, as Mr. Makatak gets past Kezlesko, and Deaton has to defend from K Tarrier, who also is quite rapid today. Saying that about K Tarrier, he has quite a tank slapper there on exit of that corner. As Fisichella gets a... no wait, he already had one. So Tiamasora getting away so far, and Tom now stuck in P2. Steadily losing time as something's happened at the back as Fisichella goes into the pit. It's not too important at the moment, not as important as battle for second place. The Alpine driver being put under pressure by the Haas of Mr. Lord James, sorry, not Makatak. Final section. Around the outside, and Mr. Wait. And Tom Gorian is passed by Lord James, who's up into second place now.
Yeah, I'll see a nice overtake there from Lord James as he is now in pursuit of that race lead. He's now within the DRS zone, and interestingly enough, Lord James on the hards as opposed to the other two around him on the mediums. So potentially that could come into play as we head towards the last 5 or 6 laps of this Grand Prix. And so,
oh wait, sorry, I was muted. I muted myself by accident. Apologies. So yeah, it is true. We are sorry. We are on lap 20. This race has flown by. So far, it's been very, very quick. It's been a very quick race, even despite having four safety cars so far. And really pushing the ERS deployment is Lord James as Deaton gets past K-Tarrier must have some sort of issue with his car. I think being spun around caused him damage to the rear end of that. As look at Lord James pulling next to Sora, but Tom Gorian is still there. He's not letting go of these two. He can still win this if he can just save up enough ERS and get past the two of them. Just make no mistakes and just use the squabble by the two ahead to his advantage. Scott is in no man's land at the moment. He's 2 seconds in front of Kezlesko and 6 seconds behind Tom.
oh, mistake from Sora. Oh, he's hit the wall a bit there.
Oh, he spins!
Oh,
He's hit Tom!
Made contact with Tom Gorian and the wall as well. He's lost his front wing. It's the virtual safety car. And TMS Sora is going to have to get that changed in the pit lane.
This is... I just managed to catch the tail end of that. He's run wide, hit the wall, and then spun into Tom. I hope Tom does not have damage. I certainly hope he doesn't. That could have ended absolutely awfully for the both of them, but they're both still in it.
Yeah, but if we were indeed on simulation damage, I think that would have been TMS Sora out of the race there, but he's managed to...
I think that would have been Tom out of the race as well.
Keep his 4 wheels intact, or can he as he hits the wall again? But
he's out. No, he's out. He's out now. Ooh, he's in a very precarious...
full course safety car?
Oh my god. Ghosting wasn't on.
It's still a virtual safety car for the moment. Oh,
but
that's caused Tarrier to almost spin.
Tarrier got scared because I think he thought he wasn't ghosted and got scared and hit the wall. I hope that wasn't
it's always a bit nervy whether the ghosting system will sort of come into play or not. But the race is back underway.
Yep, with Sora out, now with only 10 drivers. So that means Lord James is released, but We cannot forget that he has a 3-second time penalty, so whatever Tom
does
needs to
indeed.
do, Tom needs to do is stay close to him. And he's got the win in the bag, unless penalties are removed. I don't think that will be the case, though. We shall see in the stewards' room. But Tom needs to stay there. He's well within the time gap. Just needs to get close and just be safe, be sure to stay and get the win from Lord James on penalty. And this could be interesting.
Yep, Tom will be hoping that his medium tyres stay intact for another few laps. And
I think they will be pretty good still. Because I think 2 of those, like 2.5 laps were done under safety car, and like half of them, another half a lap under virtual safety car. So he's gained a 10th in the previous lap, but both of them are pushing the ERS deployment. Both are on 16 and 14% just about. Scott is in 3rd place, basically in no man's land once again. Mac Attack is having a look down the inside, doesn't make a proper overtake attempt. Actually loses time. K-Tarrier is being attacked by Deton. Vapid, who is in 8th place, he's really far back. He's 32 seconds behind. He's had an absolute nightmare of a race today. It's gonna be one to forget for the Scotsman behind.
Oh, mistake from Tarrier. Going to, oh my gosh.
Oh, Deton avoids it.
Could have gone wrong.
That could have been an airplane crash there. So, warning. Tom Gorian is 2 seconds behind now 1.9. It's a bit more of an acceptable territory now. It's getting a bit critical now. Because it's lap 23, and now about to head into lap 24. All Tom needs to do is not make a single mistake, and he's got the win in the bag, which will be his 2nd race win at Jeddah in less than a week. And that's going to boost...
Indeed, it will, but he needs to stay within those 3 seconds.
Yes, indeed. But at the moment, nothing much is going on except between K-Tarrier and Deton, who are having a go at each other. Deton around the outside, opens the DRS and has a look. Ooh, but K-Tarrier makes the dive, brakes very late around the outside and keeps his position. So far, so good. Tom Gorian dropping off a little bit once again, 2.3 now to 2.2. Ooh, sliding a little bit. So 3/10 lost in sector 1 alone. This might be critical for Tom. Oh, it's 2.4 seconds now. If Tom makes a mistake, it's over.
Yep, and there is a back marker in the form of Fizzy-Kela just ahead of the leaders as well.
Yeah, this might give DRS to the Lord James. This might give him DRS, and that's gonna be the nail in the coffin for Tom then, if that is the case. It doesn't seem to be. 2.5 seconds is the gap between Tom Gorian and the leader, Lord James, but he does have a 3-second time penalty, so all Tom needs to do is keep it within those 3 seconds, and he's gained a little bit of time as well now, down to 2.3 seconds. This is... My voice is gone, I don't know if you can tell. There's been quite a bit going on. I usually don't speak this much.
Side by side for P6 through the first chicane.
Oh, look at that. Side by side, wheel to wheel, they make contact. Oh, watch out for the gaps there, boys. Don't crash.
Bit of contact.
just a little bit of friendly argy-bargy, just like Gilles Villeneuve and René Arnoux back in the days. Just having a little bit of contact there, so no love. I hope no love lost between the two. Lord James is heading into the final sector. 2.7 seconds is the gap. Tom Gorian has a bit more. ERS
It's down
deployed.
to 2/10 the gap. 1.5 tenths of a second. This is going to be very close indeed.
Don't outbreak yourself, Tom. Come on, you can do this.
Going to use all the energy that he's got left.
Lord James crosses
It'll
the
be
line
so
in
close
P1, but can't Tom... Tom wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, wins round 2 in RFL season 11. It is official. I mean, unless penalties are removed, Tom is the winner. Lord James is in second. Scott gets a well-deserved podium.
It's a crash in the final corner
Oh
for Tarnier.
no! I just caught
will
that.
get points for P9 because Fisichella is a lap down.
Aye.
But Tarnier crashes on the final corner.
Vapid is now flying towards him. I think Vapid will be very happy to be done with this race.
Yeah, he's not had the best of times.
He's
But he will get himself some points.
And he is up to P7 now, and there you go. Over for him. Finally can bring the car back to the garage and do something else today, as Dr. Mo finishes in 8th place. So today Tom Gorian has prevailed even though yes, Lord James did cross the line in P1, he did get a 3-second time penalty in a very dubious way. I do have to add, and he's already written in, I think he's already mentioned it in the chat. It needs to get looked at, that.
So, potential jeopardy as to who the race winner for the Saudi Grand Prix is. So, yeah, it obviously across the line was Lord James, but with that provisional, let's say, penalty, it is Tom Gorian who currently has won the race. We shall obviously gather all the evidence and make a fair decision as to whether that penalty stands or not.
Yeah, he's already he's pretty much begging in the chat already.
So yeah, a dramatic end to this race.
Yeah, very dramatic indeed, yeah. So, Tom Gorian, provisionally, is your winner for today. Lord James in second and Scott in third. That rounds up the top 3, and I could not read the rest of the grid because we got there quite late.
Well, I in fact do have the results, the rest of the positions in front of me. So, obviously, Tom Gorian and Lord James will be disputing over their victory. Well, potential victory for the two of them. So they were 1 and 2. Obviously, which order is yet to be decided. But then P3, Scott, P4, Kizlesko, P5 was Mac Attack, P6 was TRC Deton, P7 was Vapid, P8 was Dr. Mo, P9 is Tani, and P10 Fisichella, and that was the last of the race finishers.
Indeed, so we will have a look at the penalties being handed out to Lord James, because it did look quite a dubious one. He was shoved off track, I think, and got penalised for it, but obviously that is for the stewards to look at. Please, if viewers, just any driver, if you're watching the stream right at this very instant, please do not forget to, if you have a ticket, or if you're not happy with a penalty that was awarded to you, please do send that in the tickets chat. Submit a ticket, and the stewards will have a look at it. There's no point in begging for it in the chat to be removed, or just accidents happening today. People are getting a bit annoyed. It is normal. It does happen, but as long as things are kept civil, it should be good. So yeah, your winner today, disputably, arguably, is Tom Gorian, second place for Lord James. Don't know how long that's going to be like that, if it's going to stay like that. And then Scott in P3, that's your rounds off your podium, like Kyle said before. And with that, we are getting close to the end of the stream. It's been quite a quick race, this one today. So yeah, it was quite fun to watch. It was quite fun to watch. Glad you could join me today, Cal. I love the company. I appreciate you being here with me.
Thank you for having me here, and hope everyone has enjoyed, and hope to see you all next week for what I believe is the Portuguese Grand Prix.
Indeed. And make sure to tune in next week, because the championship is interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Between anyone can win at the moment in the top 5. It seems so close from one track to another. But we will see what the next race has in store for us. Van Angelo, myself, Cal, we hope you have a fantastic evening, and we'll catch you, lads, next week for round 3
Goodbye.
of RFL Season 11. Goodbye.